Okay, welcome to lesson number 1 of Beyond Beginner Baritone. And like I talked about in the intro video, if you can play C, G, or E, and all those, then you've played some songs and you're ready for this, because those are going to be the 3 chord forms that we use. And the first 3 lessons we're gonna go through each chord form, and we're gonna see how you can just move that up the neck without changing your finger positions and get to all the chords that you need, all the major chords. If you don't have your PDFs for the lesson, you can get them. There's a link in the description for how you can buy these PDFs for the lesson, and I'll try to explain it enough in detail that you could get by without these. But if you'd like to support the channel and also have this extra information, click on that link and get yourself the PDFs. Okay, so we're going to start with the C chord form. Know how to play that by now. Okay, now if you look on page 2, you're gonna see a diagram. What names this chord is the 3rd fret, the 3rd string, the B string. So open, it's B, and that's what names this chord, is whatever note we're on that B string. In music, you skip a fret between all your major chords, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, except for 2. And if you look on page 2, you'll see it. B and C are right next to each other, and E and F are right next to each other. You don't skip a fret. So if you're just looking at this B string, you have B, C, you don't skip a fret, so that would be C. Then you go to the 3rd fret, that's D, you skip a fret between C and D. 5th fret is E, then you don't skip a fret between E and F, so that's F on the 6th fret. Up 2 to 8 is G, skip a fret to 10th fret, that's A. And then finally up to the 12th fret, you're back to B. And whatever the string is open, at the 12th fret, you're going to be back to that octave. So open B, 12th fret B. So as we move up the neck, these root notes are going to be important to kind of be looking at. So when you move up, you know where you're going. So if I was going from D and I wanted to go to G, I would already be looking at this 8th fret and I would just slide up. So it's important to know where those notes are, because they're the notes that name this chord. Okay, so let's go back. Now when you play C, you're probably used to playing it with your first 2 fingers. Peace. But in this instance, I want you to play it with these 2 middle fingers. And the reason being, as you will see very quickly, is we want this index finger to be free so we can bar as we go up. Okay, so this is C. Got it? And the reason it's named C is because of that 1st fret on the B string right here. Now, if we want to get a D chord, we just slide up everything up until we're covering that 3rd fret on the B string. We haven't changed anything except for position. Now we're at D. And then to get to E, you slide up 2 so that that's on the 5th fret, B string, that's what names it, that's E. get to F, you just slide up one, and you can see all this on page 1 of your lesson sheets. It's spelled out right on there for you, and the little yellow dot is telling you the root of that chord, or how that chord is getting its name. Okay, that's F. Slide up 2 to G. Now we're at G, and we haven't changed our finger position. We've just slid everything up. How cool is that? Slide up 2 to A, 10th fret. And then this one's always a bugger because my hands. Slide up 2 to B, where your B string, you're back on B. And there you have a B chord. I usually don't play the top. If I'm going to play that B, I just play the bottom 3. Now that's going to look a lot similar too, because that's how you play your D. Okay, so real quick again. C. Go up 2 to the 3rd fret, D. Up 2 to the 5th fret, E. Move up 1 to F. Move up 2 to the 8th fret, that's G. Move up 2 to the 10th fret. And then move up 2 to B. It would look like that. Sounded decent. Sometimes it sounds good when I play it that way. Sometimes it doesn't. It's just my anatomy and the anatomy of Octavius. We don't work right there, and that's okay. Okay, so you have these chords. Now you can play C through B, and even up to C again if you wanted to, all without changing your hand position. Okay, so the good exercise is just hit C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So that's a good way to start getting, because you want to get these notes in your brain so that then you can know where to find them on the ukulele. G, A, D, F. So you should get you just know it. And there's not that many frets to learn. It's pretty easy. A lot of people get it in their head, I think, and myself included, that this is hard to learn all these frets. But I mean, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. What have we? There's only 7 or 8 things you're learning there, so it's not tough. The good thing is you're playing a C chord, and you want to play a D chord. There it is right there without changing anything. And then you want to go to A. You haven't changed anything. This is all the same. It's just your finger position hasn't changed. It's just where you're at on the neck. Okay, great stuff there. Now we're going to move into some finger picking. And we're going to do each one of these 4 times. And the finger picking pattern, and if you're not familiar with tab, look on page 2. You can see the tab, and there's 4 lines. And if you look at the first little section under C, it has 2, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 working down the string. So the 2, that line represents the top string. The second string is your D string, would be the 0. That 1 is the B string. That's you can see the 3rd, and it's highlighted there because that's the root. Then you have open on the bottom. So that's how it reads, is those lines are the strings, and then the numbers are the frets that you're covering. So in this exercise, we just go from top to bottom, and then work our way back up. So we go from D, G, B, E, B, G. And I prefer to use my thumb on the top 2. Some people like to use each string has its individual finger. However you want to do this, and whatever feels comfortable for you is fine. I just use my thumb for the top two. Okay, so we're going, this is doing two things at once, and this might come hard, but keep at it. We're going to play each one 4 times. So we're going to do 4 and C, and then we're going to go up to D, and we're going to play 4 of those, then up to E, F, G, and then that B, which it's going to be iffy because, like I say, it's going to be iffy. Okay, so let's get started. And if it doesn't sound good as you're going, don't just stop and be like, man, this is too tough. Just keep getting your fingers in place. So you're coming here and this doesn't sound good, but you know, just work your way in. Don't stop, because once you stop, progress stops too. So it's in this is all muscle memory. This is all, you have to make these mistakes in order to get good. The way I think about when I'm learning something new is if I have to make, say, 80 mistakes in order to get that technique, let's just get started making mistakes, because I want to get those mistakes out of the way so then I have it. So that's the way I think about mistakes, or when I'm learning something new, is it's just part of the process. So let's get through them. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go real slow, and we're going to do 4 of each. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now to D. Now to E. Now to F, just 1 fret up. Here comes G, 10th fret, 8th fret, my bad. Now to A. Hey, we're really struggling here. Now to B. See, it just doesn't sound good, but I'm still hitting those notes. Like I say, when I get up here and I want to play this chord, I'm only going to play the 3, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So, but you notice, it was sounding like dog water, but because my finger's hitting here because it's just anatomy. But I still went through the motion of my finger picking. And so that's what I want you to do too, is just keep plowing forward. Now you're doing 2 new things at once here. You're trying to learn these chords, and you're trying to do some finger picking stuff. So I understand that this is hard, and it's okay. Some things are going to be easier than others. And so this is a great exercise. And as you get more comfortable, you know, you can speed up. And this is a great pattern to play, you know, because wise men say, you know, that song, it's just that that's what you use. So you'll be using this pattern for years to come with your finger picking. Okay, good. So there's something to practice on with finger picking. Really nice. Okay, now we're going to move on to our strumming exercise, and we're going to use a good old cowboy tune called Red River Valley. It's really simple. It just goes from D, well, that was funky, D, to A, back to D, G, and D. Now I know some versions they throw another A in where I don't. I play it kind of the Michael Martin Murphy progression. And the basic strum for this is thumb, down, up. Okay, but if you look at your page 3, you'll see that I put in thumb, down, up, thumb, up, down. So the thumb down, up is the same, but there's this variation where you can do thumb, up, down. So it would look like that. So now that doesn't mean that you have to play that strum through the whole thing. And this is kind of the point of these strumming exercises, is that strumming gives you this world of opportunity to do different things, not just to get locked into one strum and stay there the whole time. So we're going to work on adding variation to the foundational strum. And this thumb down up is the foundation strum, I guess you'd say. But every once in a while you can throw in the up down just to give yourself a little variety. So we're going to play through this. I'm going to sing it. There's a reason that I do ukulele lessons and not vocal lessons. So just hang in there with me. But we're going to strum through, and you can practice doing the thumb down, up, and then at times, you know, throw in that variation. Here we go. From this valley, they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. For they say you are taking the sunshine that is bright in our pathway a while. Okay, and I didn't mention that we're gonna just play this chord form 1 and just slide up and down the neck. So, and I know that isn't what you would do normally when you play this song, but this is good practice for learning this new chord form. So when you're playing in D and the chord change is coming up to A, you know, 3rd fret B string is D. This A is up on the 10th fret, so just be looking at that 10th fret. And then be looking at the 3rd fret when you're going back to D. And then the 8th fret is G, you know. And so be looking ahead of time where you're going to be putting this 2nd finger on that B string, and then you're going to be able to make the changes easier. Okay, let's try it again. From this valley, they say you are going. We will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile. But they say you are taking the sunshine that is bright in our pathway a while. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu, but remember the Red River Valley So in Red River Valley, nice strum, a good way to practice your new chord form. And if you know some songs already, and I know it's not the most comfortable things to do, but just try playing the song just sliding up and down the neck using this new chord form. That practice is how you're going to get better at playing it, and how you're going to get better at knowing where these chords are, the position on the neck. Okay, there's an alternating thumb variation. It is exactly what you say. You know, I hit the top string, but you can alternate from picking the top string to the second string. Just like that. And then there's a hammer-on variation that will add some more flair to the whole thing. And basically what you do is you just pick up this third finger, strum the chord, and then hammer on to that fret that you're supposed to be playing. So it sounds like this. And it just adds, you know, some variety and some different sound that the person that you're performing for, you know, they can enjoy that. And if you listen in between a line where there's not much going on, you know, from this valley they say you are going, you will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, for they say you are taking the sunshine that has brightened our pathway wide. So you could hear it in there. It just add this nice little nuance in there of different sounds. So that's something that you can play with too. Okay, so I think this will wrap up lesson number 1. We really hit the ground running with a lot of information. Again, if you have any questions, join the Baritone Facebook page. That's where you're going to be able to get a hold of me, and I can answer some questions there. All right, I'll see you on lesson 2, a new chord form number 2, and more strumming, more finger picking, all that fun stuff. Okay, until then, have fun, keep on playing.